welcome to Half Horse Tarot. I'm here with your mid-month update for the month of August 2018. Before we get started, I do want to say that I have most of the signs up for the mid-month August updates. If you do want to also check out your moon and rising sign, if this reading doesn't resonate with you, or if you just want to get some more information. Additionally, I have all of the videos up for all of the signs for the August monthly readings. So again, if this doesn't resonate with you or you just want some more information, make sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising sign for the August monthly videos. So let's go ahead and get started with you guys. I do interpret this spread a bit like a Lenormand 5-card spread, if you guys are familiar with that style of reading. Centrally for you guys, for the next couple of weeks, we have the sun in reverse. Just because it's in reverse doesn't mean that it's automatically a negative card. Even in the reverse, the sun is one of the most positive cards in the tarot deck. As you can see here, there is the wheel here, kind of symbolic of the wheel of fortune. So maybe it's just a situation where with this reversal, the energy is blocked, or there's some sort of delay, things are just taking some time. But I think eventually for you guys, this sun is going to be able to flip in the upright. So this is all about your happiness, health, just it's a really positive card. In the reverse, maybe some of you guys are going through some sort of period of illness. It doesn't seem to be anything life-threatening, but it might be some sort of a condition you've been dealing with for a little while that's been causing you some problems. And you're just kind of waiting, biding your time until you get well again, trying to heal and take it easy. For others of you guys, maybe you're just in a situation where you feel kind of fundamentally unhappy. Like you know that there's more for you, that you have put in a lot of work, and you're just not really satisfied with the results. Likewise, some of you guys may have gone through this process where you have put in the work, you have made decisions, and now you're just kind of waiting for the results to appear. And I am a Sagittarius myself. I know that waiting and being patient can be one of the hardest things for our sign. So maybe that's going to be your struggle for this month, just really having to be patient and wait for these good things to come your way. We do have the Three of Wands in reverse here for you guys. In the upright, this is all about your ship coming in. You made some sort of decision in the Two of Wands, and now you're just kind of waiting to see how that choice that you made is going to play out. How, like whatever it is that you're waiting for to come in, you're just kind of standing on the shoreline, watching that ship slowly approach the harbor. In the reverse, maybe you guys again are struggling with being patient about that. Like you feel that you have made some sort of decision, nothing's happening, it's getting really frustrating. Some of you guys may even feel like giving up, like it's just taking way too long. You don't know if whatever choice you made is the right one, if it's going to pan out for you. And because when I do clarify via the mirroring method, the Three of Wands reverse does go over here to the Five of Wands reverse. So there is like this element of whatever fight or competition you were in, that kind of being over. So maybe some of you guys kind of have given up the fight, or feel like you should. Like maybe it's just not worth waiting for. Again with the waiting, we have the Seven of Pentacles here in the upright. This is all about waiting. You've planted some sort of seed, and now you're just waiting for them to germinate and grow so you can harvest what it is that you've reaped. And the sevens are all about making choices and about evaluation, really taking stock of what you have and deciding if that's what you want or if you want to go off in a new path. So there is another element here of weighing things up. Maybe you haven't made the decision that you need to make, and that's why this Three of Wands is in the reverse. Maybe it's a sign that you need to go back to the Two of Wands and really think through which path you want to go down, really examine which one's going to bear the most fruit, And then once you make that proper choice, then it just becomes a matter of waiting for that ship to come in. So that energy of, kind of seeing your work start to pay off is a little bit blocked for these next couple of weeks. And I do think that there is a need for some of you guys to really kind of go within, be introspective, figure out what it is that you want, what direction you want to go in, and then move in that direction assuredly. And I think things will start to get moving in terms of the energy instead of this sort of stagnation, because pretty much all of the cards here are a passive, stagnant energy, especially these reversals that we have. And we do have the High Priestess. Again, this is all about passive energy. The High Priestess is the woman in the tarot deck who knows all of the answers. She knows everything there is to know. But when the Fool is going on his journey and he encounters her, she says to him that she's not going to give him all of the answers, that he's going to have to find out the answers on his own as he goes through his journey. So this card is kind of about inner knowledge, being intuitive, being introspective, kind of going within, because I do think a lot of you guys know more than you think you do. It's just a matter of opening yourselves up to receiving that information. This could also be reference to a spiritual message. So maybe, you're trying to get signs or messages from the universe in terms of some sort of spiritual help or guidance, something to give you kind of a sign that you're going in the right way, or a sign as to which path you need to choose. And I think that if you open yourselves up in the sense that you're willing to receive those messages, whatever they may be, I do think that some of you guys may have some spiritual messages coming in, and that could be in terms of, synchronicities, like maybe you see certain numbers over and over again, or certain names. It could be messages that come to you through your dreams, but there is this intuitive element to these possible messages. It could also be the High Priestess does kind of represent secrets, because she does keep all of this knowledge to herself. So maybe there are things that just haven't been revealed to you yet, like with the Sun in reverse. In the upright, it cannot be about revealing truth, something being brought to light. So maybe you're just kind of in the dark. You don't really know what you want to do, where you want to go. You may not feel you have the information that you need to properly make a choice. And I think that there's kind of this element of frustration just because you don't really feel like you can move forward. Like the path ahead isn't clear for a lot of you guys. And I do think that the more you open yourselves up and really go within, the more is going to be revealed to you. One thing I do like is that the reading ends with the Five of Wands in reverse. Now in the upright, you have these people here and they're all fighting, and it's not necessarily negative. It can just be about competition. So, for instance, if you were applying for a job, maybe you are competing against other people for that job position. But it can also symbolize conflict, not just externally, but internally. So again, like I've been echoing throughout this reading, there may be this element of internal conflict. But in the reverse, it's like, these men drop their wands, and there's not really that fighting anymore. So if you are in a situation where there are other people that you're surrounded with who have been fighting with you, maybe you've been competing with them, whatever it may be, that's going to come to an end. There's going to be like a truce, and things start to move forward in a positive way, and you start to have more positive interactions. For those of you who are just conflicted on an internal level, I do think that this, whatever intuition or messages or revelations come with this High Priestess, it's going to put you in a state where you're not so internally conflicted. And I think once that happens, once you start to see the light, so to speak, then this blocked energy with the sun will kind of unblock itself, and the sun will flip into that upright position, and boom, there's your happiness, there's your good health, there's, whatever your particular situation may be. And, we do have the Nine of Cups in reverse here as the overall energy for your reading. So again, maybe you're just fundamentally unhappy in a situation that you're in. It could be work, it could be a relationship, whatever it is. I do think it's something that's been long-standing, and you might be ready to make a change. You might be evaluating your options in terms of whether or not you want to stay in this situation and move forward into something new. This could also just be about being emotionally drained. If you are going through this kind of change or this contemplation, all of the back and forth that goes on within can be draining on an emotional level, and it can also be frustration. So maybe that's just kind of going to be the energy for the next couple of weeks, that kind of emotional drain, that those feelings of frustration, not being completely happy. But by the end of the month, I do think that a lot of those negative feelings and negative mental states start to dissipate. So that is something positive. And again, I do just want to really emphasize that we do have the sun in this reading, and even though it is in the reverse, it's definitely a positive centerpiece to have for your reading. Things just may take a little more time, and you might have to be a little patient, which again I know is difficult for Sagittarians. So just keep that in mind. I do have a Lenormand card here to help give some more information as to what this could be regarding, and you guys got the tree. The tree in the Lenormand deck is most often associated with health, which is why I brought up, the potential for there being some health issues that you might be dealing with this month. So again, if this is related to your health, you might just have some sort of illness, maybe a summer cold, but it's not, I don't really get the idea that it is life-threatening or that anybody's gonna die or whatever. So it may just be something you've been dealing with for a while. Even if it is a serious condition, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be dying this month. I do just think that it's something that could be long-term or long-standing, and that's, the tree has these really deep roots, and so that's kind of the element that the tree represents in terms of time. Something that's long-term and that's had time to grow. For others, this could be something spiritual. So again, like I said, with the spiritual messages that could be coming in for you guys, maybe just feeling drained on like an emotional and spiritual level because you're having some sort of conflict in terms of figuring out what your destiny is. So a lot of you guys may be going on this spiritual journey, and it's just really taking its sweet time. You might have to wait for these messages to come in to kind of clear things up for you and clarify the direction that you need to be going in. And it can also just be a sign that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want to do, it just is going to take time for everything to blossom. Trees take years and years to grow to full height. And, not that your situation's going to take years and years before you're happier in whatever you want to do. It just may take some time. And so the universe is kind of telling you, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. Not everything happens right away. But you're on this path. This is your destiny, and you're going to get there eventually. It'll just take maybe a little bit longer than you had been planning. And with the number 5 being there, maybe it'll take some of you guys up to 5 months. So, we could be looking at, that'll be September, October, November, December. So maybe around the new year or the end of January, February, before things really become clear for you guys, or before the situation's really being able to take off. So 5 might be a significant number for you guys. We do have it echoed here again with the 5 of Wands at the end of your reading. So 5 weeks, 5 months, whatever that could be. So keep that in mind. But again, there's definitely this need to be patient. Things are working in your favor. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you're not privy to, and you may get some messages to help set you on the right path so that you can take those initial steps to go off in this new direction that you want to go in. So it's not a negative. This reading isn't a negative reading. It's just this element of patience, and I know that can be really difficult. I can definitely relate to this reading already, so I know how difficult it may be to hear, well, you just have to wait a little bit longer. So I do hope that this resonated with some of you guys. If it did, please go ahead and let me know in the comments or leave any questions down there that you may have. Again, if it didn't resonate, always make sure to check out your moon sign and your rising sign. Also check out the August monthly readings. There might be some more information there for you guys. That'll be of use. If you like the video, I would definitely appreciate if you can give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to the channel. The more traction that these videos get, the more readings and the more time I can put into this channel for you guys. So there are some things that I want to do moving forward, possibly love and relationship readings, and also maybe even doing weekly readings. So it's just going to depend on whether or not the demand is there. But again, I definitely would appreciate a thumbs up, and thank you to all of you who have already watched the videos, given thumbs up, subscribed to the channel, left some encouraging comments. It's definitely much appreciated. So with all of that being said, Sagittarius, I will see you guys in a couple of weeks with your September monthly readings.